So I'm just going to go over a few offers as I typically do, and then we'll go straight into the channeling. But I do have to ask you a question first before I go into the channeling. I want to tell you about a December loyalty offer. I want to make sure that at least once a year, um, we're doing a loyalty offer, not just for new people who join my Patreon spiritual channel, but for everyone who's been there for so long and so supportive. So thank you for that. I'm so grateful for your presence over on my Patreon channel and here. So October, November, December on my Patreon channel, if you are a consistent patron, you get a free Ask a Question reading from your galactic team. So this reading is called Meet Your Galactic Team. You can, you can say nothing, or you can ask a question. I don't think we're going to do them live, but we're still making that decision right now. We did them live last month, and people were kind of going over on their time frames and bleeding into other people's time frames. So I'm not sure, like my boundaries aren't that great. So I'm not able, when someone's crying, to like cut them off and say, okay, talking about serious things in a 10-minute freebie session is probably not a great idea. But your galactic team, in this instance, we're going to come in and I'm just going to channel them fully for that amount of time. And if it is 10 minutes, it is. And if it isn't, it isn't. And we're going to say exactly what you're meant to hear in that moment. And you can email in advance, an advanced question, but probably we won't ask you to show up live for it this time, just for the sake of making sure that all, there's hundreds of you now, and that would take multiple months to get all your readings if we did live readings. So we're just going to do them and then mail them to you. Okay. So that is wonderful. Thank you for making this work possible. You are the reason why I can come on YouTube and give more, because I have so much support on Patreon. So I'm so thankful for that. Patreon is just a place where you can go there. And when you find my channel there, I have hundreds of classes, channelings, and things that are not on YouTube that we've been doing for multiple years. Since 2017, I've been there. I'm one of the old school people when the company first started. So a reminder for those of you, I gave a mentorship offering of 22% off, and I gave you a code that is ending. This is the last week of approval for mentorship. So if you have an application, if you're interested, this is the last weekend to ask for an application. If you already have one, please do go ahead and fill that out and email that back to us so that we can see if we're a good fit together and give you your discount. Okay. A lot of people were interested in that, more so than I thought. And now we're just trying to catch up. But the time frame to get in that school is ending soon. For those of you who don't know, I do teach. I'm a spiritual teacher. I teach all sorts of spiritual awakening. And what I'm really good at is activating you to access your own abilities and then teaching you how to use them. So I've been doing that. I also have a mystery school. So those are the two schools. Yeah, super fun. Okay, enough of that. I did want to ask you a question, because have you had an opportunity to listen to Katara, who is the current younger mouthpiece of the Galactic Council of 9? She is from, she's Lyran Feline as a being, and she's from Lyra. And she is obviously, not a human being, but very understanding. She's been human many times and very understanding. So this year, it seems like they selected her as more of a mouthpiece because she's so relatable, and so like her energy is really joyful. So I wanted to give you the rare opportunity for me to go into a trance tonight. I'm not going to be answering your questions during that trance, but I wanted to see how you felt about that, or if you just wanted me to stay awake. I always like to give you the opportunity, if I am energetically up to a trance, for a trance to happen, because everything that she has to say, I can either be awake for. Clear conduit channeling or clear channeling, conscious channeling is one thing that you call that. And the other is trance, where I just knock myself out for a little while and then she'll wake me up when I'm done. So who's down for a trance channeling from Katara and the Galactic Council of 9? Yeah, I'm not sure if you've ever, working with Katara is a little bit like working with a very wise 12-year-old. I will tell you that in advance. She's chipper. She's in a much better mood than Pamela. And And you're gonna have to get out your notes because she can't wake me up and tell you, you can't, she won't repeat anything for you. It's fast, it's joyful, it's a powerful activation, and you'll get to meet a new member of the team. So I thought I would bring that to you today if you feel like it. Are you good with it? Is everybody good? We're getting a lot of thumbs up. That's super. Good. Getting all my sniffles out of the way, and coughing and all this kind of stuff. Because typically when I channel, my nose runs. Oh, lift my water clear across there. Okay. Mm. Vitamin D deficiency much, shall we? This is definitely not a comfortable position to be in, so we'll only hold the body for as long as physically possible. Hi, I'm Katara. I'm sure that you have so many questions about us. At this point, we have been called in by the Raw Group, by the Andromedan Council, and by the Galactic Federation to make sure that Earth receives all of the galactic intervention that you need and that you require. We assure you that we are unbiased, that we are neutral, and that we always mean love, light, and truth consciousness. We want you to really get a deeper understanding of the fact that you are helpers, that you do come here for great, beautiful, powerful reasons, and that you do come here of your own volition and choice. We understand that the past few months of energetic uploads have been, well, shall we say, very difficult for you. We are holding you in our hearts. We have been involved, and we suggest that perhaps you change your definition of the word abduction, but we have been involved in agreeable transmissions that you require to remove certain implanted devices these last few months from your biosphere in order to make sure that you remain in the cycle of empowerment for yourself and in the sovereignty of the light for your own free will choosing in all of your soul sacred endeavors here, that every soul shall remain free, that every soul was born free. You are not imprisoned. You are not here against your will. And we have finally been given, since the departure of the veil upon the surface of Earth and for 475,000 light years out, that veil has been a bit of a deterring energy from you recognizing your true galactic homes. So we hope that you feel our deepest concern and our deepest emotional and energetic support. We hope that you feel our transmissions this beautiful evening. And we hope that if you hold any fears or concerns about this channeling or any other channels or messengers designated by this team, that you bring your concerns to us
and we shall alleviate you of the concerns, or perhaps work with such channels more clearly to have them become more conscious of how to receive us in a more fulfilling and safe manner for you. I am rambling slightly too much. What I mean to say is that we noticed that September and October were rather difficult transmissions for the consciousness of humankind. November will be smoother. You can relax a little and just roll your shoulders back and maybe take a nap a little bit, at least every day. Make sure with these incoming energies that if you still fear truth, you come to us often. You come to your galactic support teams for however and whoever they are for you personally, because while November is much smoother, there are some grand revelations in store. And these revelations are to incorporate greater truth consciousness for the individual collective. You are transcending the need to collectively be held under the guise of oneness karma, if you will. You can't not be one. You can't possibly be fully separate and one, can you? Or can you? You see, my friends, you've broken the wheel. Question all of the spiritual teachings that are no longer relevant for you. Question all channelings and books that are just probably a part of how you awakened initially, but now you are beginning to reincorporate and reestablish the wheel of consciousness more into your individual truths. You are unique bright stars in the sky, and you are as unique in your grounded earth-based consciousness. Are you not? November will be smooth in the sense that so many things that you already know about your governments and your state and local levels of political influence, well, you're voting differently. Millions of you who have perhaps never voted before are doing it for the first time. Some of you are perhaps truly going to be thankful that so much is crumbling. So much is crumbling from the deeper state systems to the national disempowerment consciousness. Yes, that word. The national disempowerment consciousness, this power under wheel of karma that has been holding you under a veil for at least 175 years at the minimum for what the council can observe. Since this veil is cracking and shifting and you can feel a new freedom-based consciousness arising, we urge you to simply understand that November's energies feel different because lies are crumbling. Lies are just falling around, particularly in your political systems and your religious domains. All of the lies that were holding you back are starting to come to the truth consciousness one by one. 3 major political leaders, 2 in the US, 1 in the UK, and excuse me, they correct me to 4, 1 in Canada, also either fall or are relieved of their duty or are somehow simply put on pause for a while. You should be jumping for this opportunity to allow new ways to speak, to breathe together as a collective and as an individual. You should be feeling relief this month. Fears will be faced, but it's not so daunting anymore. This month is about the energy of your truth and your right to choose your own belief systems, your right to choose your own way. Is this not truly helpful? It may be. It just may be. It just may be time. Perhaps now the collective can handle it. There are so many things arising this month alone that you may feel as if Rome collapsed in a matter of 30 days. And that may feel unsteady underneath your feet. So make sure, my friends, that you are building new foundations of your own truth, that you are working with the throat chakra systems more actively, And that as the throat chakra systems are being spoken, being written, so many of you are writing books now and music about truth consciousness. So many of you are still working with us and your own galactic teams to free these beings that are held in lower consciousness. So we thank you for that. We are aware of your work. So if you are an astral traveler right now, this is the month for you perhaps to do some greater work. So if you are in that minority that knows how to do it, simply call upon us and we will bring you into our team for further transmissions of truth and astral travel to help us free so many innocent souls. There is so much going on. We want to tell you a little bit about stocks, trades, bonds, and buying and selling homes. It's not the time for any of it, unfortunately. We plead for you to just hold tight and wait. If your house is on the market right now, you're going to need to wait a few months. If you have just invested in cryptocurrency, we're sorry, but it's getting a little bit worse right now. If you have just invested in the stock, that's obviously a cop-out, but we do have some interesting opportunities arising by mid-February for you to reinvest. And now might be a good time to consider before everything starts to rise again in February. We do want to give you some advice towards an older portion of Bitcoin being bought out by perhaps an unnecessary bidder. So that is slightly concerning Bitcoin holders. We do want to advise you to remove all of your stake from Redcoin. There's a lot going on there that you just don't really want to be a part of because you're going to be having some unprivy sorts of intermingling IRS. If that's is that the acronym? They say yes. Okay, this is the acronym for your U.S. state tax systems, and you're going to have a little bit of spying from that. So right now you're being watched and you don't like the feeling, but by the end of this month alone, there will be so many revelations about those who spy on everyone else. So truthers around the world will be giving a bit of a golf clap or perhaps a roar of shouting celebration. And as you end up in November, you will be aware that now is the time to head into sacred action. We've been building your abilities. We've been managing chosen conscious implants. Now keep that in mind. If you choose an implant from the council, it's always to awaken you into service. And if you don't like them, simply say so, and we will help you release them. But the truth is, this month is about your right to choose, and you must choose if you wish to step in sacred action and do something with us, or if you're simply going to talk about your abilities and lie dormant because you're afraid. What are you afraid of now? Let's face it together. When we awaken the channel, you can ask all sorts of questions, but now is the time to step into sacred action with all of your unique spiritual abilities, light workers, because we need you, and we need you more than we've needed you ever before. It takes action. We can only lift the veil so much before it's closed again. So upon this November the 11th unique activation portal, you will need to be very still your mind, still your body. We highly recommend the use of Epsom salts in bath water. We highly recommend the use of alchemical cleansing for both the mind and the body. Doing all sorts of ancestral release was the theme last month, but this month it's about calling upon the ancestors that you've been working with to heal your body, because the ascension symptoms that you will be dealing with this month, while they're not quite as harsh as October's energies, are still nothing to be bargained with. So please do utilize all of the crystals that relate to you. We particularly prefer agates. We prefer smoky quartz, kyanite, and everything related to moving the energies of the chakra systems upward into the crown, because this is a month where you will need to think for yourselves. And this is a month where you can no longer hold your truth inside. This is a month where you, again, will need to be at your best, your highest and best. This channel doesn't like that particular phrase, but sometimes we use it because some of you light workers are simply observing and you've been waiting. You've been sort of behind the scenes waiting on a time to pounce into action. So here's your sign, right here. Light language activation sign, as weird as it can be, this channel's going to kill me. Got it? Did you get your sign? Did you get your activation? What more do you need for us to further give you activations of light that transcends your human consciousness and goes forth into your own bliss and your own purpose? What more signs do you need from us? We don't mock you, we fill you with the grace that is uniquely yours in this transition. You must go forward now. No more excuses, my friends. We need you and you need us, and we are a team. We shall awaken the channel at this point for further questions. See you soon. Okay, yes, we're in there. Very good. Yes, so that was Katara. I hope you enjoyed her. She's a little different than me, and she's always super excited. So I hope that you felt that activation. And now's a really good time for questions. Do I have any water over there, Anya? I'm so thirsty after that. I'm like so dry. Yeah, she's such a cheerleader. She has so much energy. I feel that she kind of left me some behind because I don't feel tired from this channeling, just a little dry in my throat. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Okay, let me see if we can field questions now. I'm gonna pull up the chat. That was funny. Haha, she is funny. She is funny. So that's what trance channeling is like. Let's see if I can see the questions. The first one is, how may I step more into sacred action through collaboration with the Galactic Council? Okay, so she actually has me wear this double triangle right here. Can you guys see it? Right? Right? Can you see that? So this one has a clear quartz in the middle of it, which is one of the things for the Council of Nine is working with other clear smoky quartz in the center of a double triangle. Okay. And when a lot of times when I'm attempting to connect with them and say I'm having a hard day, I step through that center triangle and I allow that smoky quartz in the center to be right in my heart, right? And I breathe inwards and outwards through the triangle. So it's here, and you have your second triangle here. So you would align the quartz chakra, which is always right here. A 12-pointed quartz is always the Council of Nine activation threshold. And you would kind of imagine in that triangle is superimposed above your body. All right. And it would be about here. And the quartz would be here at your chest. Okay. And you're going to breathe through that and imagine that whole triangle is like coming into you. And then when you feel that quartz, imagine that it's spinning in a clockwise direction, right? And then you're going to focus on light, and you'll notice a little point of light protruding from the quartz in the center of the inner triangle here. And you want to breathe towards it as if it's a silverish light that's pulling you. And when it pulls you, all of a sudden it activates you. You don't have to walk through it or go through it like a portal. I always find that a little bit interesting when some councils do that. But this council doesn't really allow you to go to portals. They want you to ground it into your own body. So one of the things that they've taught me is to really let that quartz be here in my form and let it begin to spin in a clockwise direction. And when it begins to kind of pull, then you match it and it pulsates. It kind of goes in and out. And when you visualize this, it begins to kind of fill you up. And then for some reason in that space, you can feel downloads of consciousness. And if you're already clairaudient, you may hear those downloads in your own thoughts. One of the biggest things about connecting to the Galactic Council
is that it's not always something like if you're clairvoyant already, you may see visions, but if you're not, what you'll get is thought downloads that begin to blend with your own consciousness. So you will hear them talking to you in your own voice with your own vocal inflections, and it doesn't feel so very foreign as it does. With some of the other councils, when you have to step through portals and astral travel to speak with them, you don't have to do that with this council. They know how to activate you and just speak through your own mind. Now, that's wonderful and beautiful and very safe and grounded way to connect with them. But the unfortunate problem or opportunity, Katara likes when I say opportunity instead of problem. She says, so the kind of harsh opportunity here is that you think it's you, so then you don't think it's them. So what she urges you to do is to step out of that sort of consciousness of thinking that something, if it feels like you, then it isn't them. Do you ever do that when you're channeling, when it feels like you, and then you're like, well, I'm not really channeling? So she doesn't want you to do that. She says that it would be really interesting to just sort of observe that you and she are one. Or perhaps if the raw group comes through, that feels when they come through instead of her, it always feels a little bit more robotic for trance channeling, or there's just this energy of, if you've ever heard me channel the raw group, that they speak in a particular vernacular. But that even takes channeling and a lot of training to really get that underway. So when you want to connect and channel them and hear them and listen to them, don't be surprised when it sounds just like you, because that is their goal, is to make sure that you're not afraid. And when you understand that oneness is true, you're not looking for it to sound different. I feel like I spent probably quite a few years in oneness training trying to teach channeling and that everything would sound like me. And YouTube was highly disappointed because they like all the voices and the inflections and all that. So then the team had to train me as a channel to sound like them so that you would listen. And it's so silly, but unfortunately, that's where we are in our consciousness. We still seem to want something higher than us or better than us or out there. And the council does not like to do that. They like to sound like you. They like to really come in and talk through you. And they like for you to get to know yourself better, right? So just a bit of a difference in connecting with them, if you understand. I don't know what your name is. The member name, Ineffable Word, said that she just confirmed what they have been telling this person directly. So that's super cool. Am I taking vitamin D? Yeah, but I forget. So it's like I think I took it one day and then I forgot. Yeah. My wife's in the background going, well, that's going to change. Let me see if I can find another question. If anyone wants to, we're fielding questions to the Council of Nine right now, particularly about November and anything that you want to know about some of the stuff coming, because she has made it clear to me that there's quite a bit of unraveling coming in our systems here on Earth. And I'm sure she probably talked to you about that as well during Trance, because she told me she was going to. Val said, I'm looking forward to working with the Council of Nine, and I will lend my love and light. Super. She likes it. How to download light codes. She says it's really good to work with sacred shapes at this time, particularly the triangle, because it embodies a three-way consciousness and oneness is in the center. But then you get three different ways to choose something. Masculine, which is more overt and power and action outward. Divine feminine, which is more receptivity and grace and learning how to receive love from others, and to be more flexible and bendable and open up to your unique healer and empathic abilities. And then the third way of consciousness is something that you haven't done yet. She says that something involves a little bit of masculine, a little bit of feminine, and a lot of oneness, a lot of individuality. So when you're working with the double triangle in particular, as she has described, that's one way, and utilize that 12-pointed crystal I believe we had a YouTube about this not too long ago as well. I can't remember which one right now because I'm channeling her. But yeah, we do have one about this. So it's not that you're downloading them. She says that it's not about your consciousness taking over and saying, breathe this way, visualize this way. Okay. Light activations are supposed to be for you. They happen through you. They happen as you. They will feel quite natural. And right now in the energies and months of November throughout early December, particularly on that 1111 portal, she wants you to use the double triangle with the 12 pointed quartz in the center, moving it clockwise and watching it expand and contract, because that's one way to guide your own downloads in a way that feels safe for your mind and body constructs. And she says that you don't have to worry so much about you doing the download. The download will activate you. The only thing you have to do is remember those shapes and just breathe, just observe, right? Merkaba, not so much for this month. That was a lot more last month's downloads and activations. Right now we're at the double triangle. I'll wear that one today with the 12 pointed quartz in the center, even though it's tiny. Oh, wow. Your doctor gave you a prescription for, that's a lot of vitamin D. Wow. Takes many months. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, she's been warning me about low levels of D for quite some time now, and I've been so tired. And it's kind of she's explained to me that the nervous system of channels, healers, and awakening empaths right now are a little bit overworked. And she said, "Oh no, not a little bit, Pamela, a lot overworked." So it's really important, particularly to have the B's and the D's. Are really, really important to be getting your supplements for that in November. Okay. Yes, this is a really good question. Brienne said, is 11/11 a good day to make plant medicine? And she said, absolutely. It is the best day to make plant medicine because you can bless the elements as you're making the medicine. It's a good day to drink plant medicine. It's a good day to bless your own tinctures, even if you didn't make them. She said, even if you don't know how to do all of that and you have herbs in capsules, open them up and bless the herbs, really good way. Put your hand over the capsules and bless the capsules before you take them. If you like prayer, pray over them. If you don't, just send a quick blessing and some love and light. So that's something she's been talking to me about for a while now, and I like it. I feel differently when I do it. Can we use a black mirror? It's not something she directly advises, she says. She's had that question before and she didn't really seem keen on it, because if you have any fear and you're working with reflective energies with the color black, you're going to have to face your own darkness. That's what the black mirror does in that particular consciousness, in that particular energy work, she says. So when you have any fear of, say, like for me, I don't have a fear of spirits impersonating other spirits, which makes me a pretty clear channel. Like I've never feared anything. I've never had anybody try to say like these trickster spirits don't bug me, entities don't bug me, right? But if I had fear and if I went to the black mirror consciousness, all of my fears would be in my face, and not just like one of them or two of them at a time, but all of them. You have to face all parts of yourself in that unique energy exercise. So she does not recommend it. Oh, wow. Somebody else here confirmed that. Wow. You're saying 50,000 ICU of that for several months. And what was really, really aggravating me is Katara's been telling me about low vitamin D for months. And I went and had my blood checked. And here in Colorado, because of patients' rights, we are able to see our blood tests at the same time. So I saw that it was low and my doctor did nothing. He didn't say, well, let's try infusions or you should be taking supplements, like nothing. I'm just expected to handle it on my own. So I'm definitely counting on the Galactic Council to help me while I'm taking these supplements. It was really frustrating, and I'm finding a lot of resistance, and Katara has definitely backed me up on this as well. and she's been with me during a lot of my recent medical appointments. And it's like it may as well not have gone. It just did absolutely nothing for me. And it was the team that did more for me than anything else any doctor ever could. So I've been feeling a resistance in the medical communities. October was that way as well. This summer, I felt that a lot of medical communities were really opening up to more naturopathic and energy medicine and things like that, and plant medicines. And psilocybin and all this sort of stuff for newer consciousness. But this month, Katara has warned me. She said, just don't go at all your best just doing your own energy work, because they're going like the opposite direction in medical systems this month and December. So that's kind of that was tough news. Oh, hi, Stardust. Thank you for the subscription. Guys, if you haven't subscribed, please know that I really want you to. I would love if you did, so that I could share this information. I've got a 50,000 subscriber goal that I would love to meet by the end of the year, but I'm nowhere close. And I would love to see that right now. Thank you so much. That would help. Sharing this stuff, anything that you can do is so helpful. Okay. Let me see if I can see any other questions. If I didn't get to your question, go ahead and did you copy it? Like copy and paste or retype for me? Because I don't see very well and I kind of have to look, and sometimes it just passes me by. How can we heal and repair chakras during this time, particularly the root chakra? That's interesting, because she did tell me that she says the connection between the root chakra and the crown chakra is real, just bare, like thin, fishing line thin, for healers and channels and light workers right now. So she said that the best way to heal that is to make sure that you ground yourself in water, literally to put your body in water, be surrounded by a body of water. If you can't do it, you can get about half of the energy from just grounding with your feet in an Epsom salt bath, like a foot bath. But she loves Epsom salt. And she particularly loves the frequency of like frankincense and myrrh. And she wants you to strengthen that cord by humming. So just hum. Have you ever just hum, put your teeth together and hold that in, and then breathe? Not white light, not silver light, but a plasma light. Have you guys ever visualized plasma light? She taught me this not too long ago, maybe about 5 years ago, that visualizing like a iridescent white plasma, that type of white that gets very reflective and changes colors, like pearlescent is what it would look like. And she wants you to breathe that in, but pull it from the root to the crown. And then when you exhale, push that plasma iridescent light back down, and then hold it at the base of the spine or your feet. Some of you may ground better at the base of your spine like me, and some may ground better with the feet if you're standing. But I really like working at that very end of the tailbone, right? And then keep doing that. Do that a lot, like as often as possible while you're in water and while you're humming. So you're going to be hum, breathing that up, hum. You're doing it with me? Hum. So you can imagine that something's pulling the energy up. Right? And you could do like a full consecutive hum, or you could go hum, hum, and stop like that. I like a real consecutive, and it feels like a string of energy is just moving between my root chakra and my crown chakra, just like this, up and down. And that's a bit of a frequency tool that not only grounds and heals the root, but it opens the crown so that you can get your downloads more safely in your body, and that will feel better for you. Okay, so that ascension symptoms calm down, because I do get a lot of ascension symptoms, and they're different for November. I know we went through October's energy update, and it was significantly different than what she's seeing for November is a lot less nervous system and a lot more immune system, unfortunately. And some of you skeptics out there will maybe like, well, yeah, you're going into the winter months, Pamela. It's not just that. It's that people's immune systems are almost under strike. It's like there is an energy in this world that's like a psychic attack, like a last force. She says it's like a last minute boost of dark energy towards light workers. And that's been like a collective psychic attack. And many light workers have been really depressed and a little bit apathetic in November. And you got to push beyond that. Okay. And this is the unique healing practice that when I feel that collective psychic attack from a lot of the other entities that are, affecting like government masses and deep state stuff, those type of reptilian energies, when I feel that coming from them, I like this particular modality because it just like, it gets rid of it and it connects me to my own human consciousness. I've seen people light workers walking around like they're just dead, like they're just flat on the ground energetically. And I wish I could teach them this practice, because this practice is one of the things she taught me that makes me feel like I'm just, I'm breathing spirit fumes. You know what I mean? I could do like several classes a day, speak to 11 of you a day, then do a Patreon class, and then come on here. Those are my typical days lately. That's how busy I've been. And she wants you to be as busy. She wants you to be like really out there serving. And some of these light activations and healing activations that she's been giving you this month and last month will make sure that you feel well enough and safe enough and really in your body and ready to be like the light warriors that you are, because she needs us, right? The council needs us. Okay. Big time. I mean, it is weird. There's only so much I can say about this kind of stuff on YouTube. YouTube has been like, you're canceled anytime a light worker speaks the truth. So I'm not getting up all in that. But I'm going to tell you from the stance of light that you are light warriors and that you are doing good work and that we do need you. All right. And you know why. I don't have to say it on YouTube for you not to. You're smart. Yes, exactly, Marian. That's it. That's exactly it. I can't even really, but that whole system of slavery and that whole system of control is like, there are so many revelations this month that are shifting. And it's really good that you're out there in your sacred action, doing all the healings, doing all the blessings, doing all the prayers, doing all the work in groups and in one-on-ones, and, doing your group activations for people and things like what we're doing here in our energies together tonight. Right? Well, that depends upon where you live. Someone said, what can we do to increase fertility? She said it depends upon the lands where you're getting your food right now. But you can bless your food, and you need to begin to grow your own. I don't know what kind of energy trail just came out of my throat chakra there and out of my mouth, but it's gone now. Okay. Your hands. Yeah, I have felt somebody in chat is talking about the activation she's doing. And I have felt an intense increase in energy. And I know it's going to get more for healers, these particular unique points, on your fingertips. Those are going to light up a lot this month. So, yeah. Raise chickens. That's right, Sean. One of our moderators raises chickens. Can I chant So Hum? I love So Hum. That's a powerful one. I like a lot of Indian mantras. I like Hum Me Hum. It means I am another you, right? Beautiful. So, but I like just hum. It does so much to bring you back into your own light body for whatever unique truth that you carry that is meant to be out here on this planet this time. Just hum. That's the only thing. It's so simple. It's such an activation. It feels like when I do that activation that, like, if this is my spine and this is my crown, that it's like a ping pong ball of light going ping, ping, ping. And every time there's a ping, my chakras get larger and more open and more, spinning in the right direction. So that's how it works. Yeah, someone said, don't listen to what doctors say, meditate and listen to what your higher self tells you. If it is your higher self, like Katara is really clear on making sure that your mind isn't getting in the way or causing resistance or futility or fear. Make sure that it truly is your higher self, right? Rochelle says, my hand chakra has been active for years and I thought something was wrong with my chakra, with it leaking out of my hands so much. Yeah, I know you. And what I remember about you is that you're coming into yourself. And when that happens, it's almost like your energy is so full that it's going out for about 30, 40, 50 feet from your field of your auric field, right? Right. So, oh my goodness. Could Elon Musk be Dolores's great genius? Well, she doesn't say so. What her spirit, when I channel her, what she has told me about that is that he is playing both sides so that he can. How much is she going to let me say? She said he's playing both sides of the fence purposely for greater truth, that he wants everyone to trust him so that he can get all sorts of information that that he needs to know. I think it's smart. I honestly, when I look at him, like I personally as a light worker, don't know that I trust him, because when people play both sides, I'm always thinking, will you play me too? Will you play all of America? Right? Right? I'm a little bit hesitant. Unlike many people, I'm still watching. And I will watch until the very last minute. You know what I mean? And the council's doing the same. They're like, well, we know where he's from and he's got some good things to offer, but he could easily be swayed by the other side as well. So he's ping-ponging between both sides and he's playing them like a fiddle. Yeah, like go for him, right? Master disguise, absolutely. And he does it for beautiful reasons. And I know that his reasons are for good, but I wonder if that other side could win him over. Like I'm still watching. Yeah. N.A. Silva, about your fertility stuff. Have you focused not on the double triangle, but on the double circle here and then one here, right? And then imagining that be in your sacral center and breathing in and expanding and contracting the womb, right? Both of those double circles, expand and contract and breathe gold energy into the womb area. That's what Katara is also saying. So that'll be a nice activation. Okay. That might be something to really speed up that process, if this is for you. If it's for you personally that you're asking. Yeah. But just 2 circles is what she said, though. She didn't say 3. 2 in like 1 and then 1 inside like that. Is Mother Earth interacting energetically in a specific way with us light workers? Yes. So this is what Katara says. She says, so science has awakened to the fact that Earth is its own conscious being. It just might be true that Earth is its own consciousness. And light workers are going, yeah, we know. So Earth is speaking to you. Earth is telling you what you need and what she needs and what the children need, what the plants need, what the soil needs, what the animals need, Katara says. Earth is speaking to you, and she is speaking to you incessantly. And in November, there'll be a lot of, you'll see one major volcano. You'll see a pretty major earthquake in the U.S. There will be some things happening in November, according to the council, that just kind of blow you out of the water with cycles of flooding this month, particularly in the UK and the US. And there's just interesting things going on that look like they come straight out of biblical revelations, So there's some things going on with that just Mother Earth is kind of grumbling and complaining at us and saying, okay, this isn't working for me. So we need to start. She wants us to live
in our own families. Each and every lightworker's family needs to be, recycling and learning how to live with the earth, not against it, and making even a small change. She said, I beg you just to make one small change for Mother Earth next month. Yep. If all of us just made one small change, it would be so good, and we could possibly prevent at least one of these disasters next month with Mother Earth. Yeah. Oh my goodness. For Australia, she says that there will be a rising of the tides, and there's oh yeah, I know what this is because she showed me this recently. She has me watching like Earth disaster shows, and she's like, so this means this, and you're going to get this at this month, and this is at that next month. So she taught me about red tide not too long ago. I don't know that Australia typically has it, but you will. So that's unfortunate. So don't be eating a lot of the things coming in from your seafood for a good while there towards the end of the month there in the east portion of Australia on the east coast, she says. Yeah, you just started your own composting, someone said. Very good. South Africa is unfortunately just drier, like more continuing drought, she says. So there's some unfortunate things with South Africa with even further droughts, and there's a very climatic war that's brewing for November all throughout December that's specific towards the political climate and one political leader that really shouldn't be where they are. So for the most of the world, people are voting out what isn't needed in November. But for South Africa, it's like you vote in something that's just not good. So I am concerned about that, like at more of your local level, she says. So, okay. All right, guys, I'm going to have to go and be with my family now, but I just really loved this. I wanted to do this for as long as possible. And I love you. I love your support on this channel. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share it if you like it. Comment. I do try to answer all of my comments. That's something that's been a goal of mine, these past couple of months, is try to answer all of my comments, even if it's just, hi, I see you, or just thank you for watching. I will try to answer your comments. Don't make me do little mini psychic readings in them, because that's when you get, yeah, people have been doing that lately. And I'm like, hey, thanks for watching. Peace and love. I'm not going to do a psychic reading here. But other than that, I do try to answer all of it. You guys are awesome, 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 awesome. I love you so much. Be prepared. It's going to be a calmer month, a lot of truth coming up. Heal that throat chakra and work on the activations that she shared with you. And I can't wait to see you soon. Bye-bye.